Hi guys, Mrs. Z here. I'm just in our barn at Hickory Creek Farms. We've been growing pumpkins here at the farm for almost 25 years. And I thought it would be fun if I wrote a book that would describe what it was like from a pumpkin's point of view to be laying in our pumpkin patch with people coming to pick their perfect pumpkin. So, this is the book I wrote called Rigby Makes a Difference. Now, this is not about a big pumpkin. Rigby is a little miniature pumpkin that looks like this. Sometimes we shorten the word miniature to say mini. A mini pumpkin is a small pumpkin. Miniature means small. So Rigby Makes a Difference is about a little mini pumpkin named Rigby. Let's read it together. You might notice that it's illustrated by my niece, Amy Pittman. Without further ado, Rigby Makes a Difference. Whenever you see a little mini pumpkin with a face on it, you know that's Rigby. There he is. Rigby let out a big, contented sigh as he breathed in the warm September air. Oh man, I just love the fall. How could life possibly be any better than this? It was indeed a picture-perfect day at Hickory Creek Farm. The sun blanketed the fields with warmth, and the meadowlark started happily amidst the tall grassy meadows. Mr. Z had just finished milking Honey, the brown Jersey cow, and had turned her back out of the barn to munch contentedly on hay. The farmer carried the foaming milk bucket into the house, where his wife greeted him with a warm smile. Looks like Honey did well today. Almost 3 gallons of milk there. I'll get it put away. Reaching out for the bucket, she began pouring the warm white liquid into big glass jars before placing them carefully into the refrigerator. Mr. Z quietly remarked, "Can't believe summer's almost gone already. It'll soon be pumpkin picking time. I saw several orange ones in the field this afternoon." "Land's sake! How can it be? Seems like we just planted them yesterday," exclaimed his wife. The farmer nodded his head. "Yesterday? More like 3 months ago. Would you like to stroll out to the pumpkin patch with me? I thought you might like to pick out a few for the front porch." "I'd like that," his wife replied. Hand in hand, they headed out the front door, making their way around the tall concrete silo beside the barn before coming to the 4-acre pumpkin patch just beyond. There's the silo. Rigby, a little mini pumpkin about the size of a man's palm, lay snuggled amidst the giant green leaves and vines that twisted round and round. He spied the middle-aged couple as they headed his direction and overheard them discussing which pumpkins might look just right for the fall display that would soon grace their front porch. "Oh, pick me, thought Rigby. Why, he would love to decorate the porch of the 2-story white farmhouse with the green shutters. Everyone who came to the farm would see him there and marvel at how beautiful he was. Surely there could be nothing that would make him happier." Although he could barely contain his excitement at the thought, the little mini pumpkin patiently waited. The farmer's wife pointed to a nice big round pumpkin just 2 rows from Rigby and remarked, "Why, there's a beautiful one. And the one right next to it would be perfect beside it." Mr. Z took out a pair of clippers from the pocket of his jeans and stooped down to cut the stems of the chosen ones. He stood and gently placed the smaller of the 2 in his wife's arms. He then bent down once more to pick up the second one, and together they headed back to the house with their treasures. Rigby sighed. Maybe next time. A whole week went by, and Rigby lay patiently in his soft bed of vines in the pumpkin patch. The pumpkins were ripening nicely, with fewer and fewer green ones and more orange ones as time passed. He began to hear excited voices. The Martin family from the next farm over had just arrived. Mr. and Mrs. Martin, along with their 3 young children, began making their way down the first row of pumpkins. He heard Mr. Martin tell his children, "Look them all over very carefully. Decide which pumpkin you like the very best, and then we'll pick it." 8-year-old Mary Martin immediately spied a medium-sized Cinderella pumpkin at the edge of the patch and bent down next to it. She excitedly motioned for her dad to come over and help her clip the stem. Rigby watched as 12-year-old Drew Martin headed for the really big pumpkins planted at the far end of the patch. He quickly eyed a big orange one with wrinkles and claimed it as his own. 4-year-old Will Martin walked hand in hand with his mom. As they made their way up and down the rows, she would suggest first one, then another to her son. He shook his head again and again. "Nope, that's not it. It's got to be perfect." Suddenly, Will broke free from his mom and squealed with delight as he headed toward a beautiful cannonball pumpkin. As the name implies, it was about the size of a cannonball, perfectly round with a nice dark stem. Mrs. Martin gazed at the orange ball, remarking to her young son what a great choice he'd made. "It's just the right size for you to carry, all by yourself." Rigby watched as the Martins loaded their treasures into their blue minivan. They enthusiastically discussed what type of face they planned to carve into their pumpkins. And then they were gone, leaving a trail of dust behind them as they disappeared down the drive. Rigby tried to be brave. They did pick some nice pumpkins. Maybe next time it'll be my turn. The last Saturday of September was an extra special one at Hickory Creek Farms. It was opening day. Promptly at 1 p.m., Mr. Z swung open the green metal gate, welcoming customers to his farm. Throughout the afternoon, Rigby watched in amazement as lots and lots of families strolled through the pumpkin patch in search of their perfect pumpkin. Rigby held his breath as a little girl with long yellow curls stooped down to smile at him. "I like this one, Mommy. He's so cute." The little girl's mother kindly agreed with her daughter and then remarked, "It is awfully cute, Sarah, but it's really too small for carving. Why don't you see if you can find a bigger one?" A big tear dropped down Rigby's cheek as he watched the little girl move on down the path. Would no one ever pick him? Monday dawned sunshiny and bright. "What a perfect day," Rigby beamed. "Surely today will be my day." He spied a big yellow school bus pulling into the parking lot beside the driveway. One by one, he watched as 20 kindergartners from the nearby town filed down the steps. What do you think, boys and girls? Is anyone ever going to pick Rigby? How can he ever make a difference in people's lives if nobody ever picks him? To find out, you can order your own copy of Rigby Makes a Difference, and you can go to Amazon or our website, which is www.hickorycreekfarms.com, to order your copy of Rigby Makes a Difference. Can't wait to hear from you. Bye, guys.